Yeah, we're excited. It feels like a long time coming, and you get sick of playing against each other here. We get in around July, and just to be here that early and for that long, I think we're excited just to hit somebody else besides our own teammate and to get things rolling against Mankato.
Nolan, it's got to be a great feeling to be ready to go healthy and a new season. I know it was tough last year at that point in the season, battling back from the injury late and into that playoff series. But now here we are. It's all in the rearview mirror. It's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, no doubt. I think definitely a frustrating way to end last season, and just to have the high ankle sprain happen, have it be such a fluky incident after being healthy all year was definitely frustrating, and to not get to go out and really compete until game 3 and then not be at my best there, having to play on that. I'm definitely excited to be back and just to be healthy, and to honestly, it's probably the best summer I've had since I've been here. And it's good just to feel confident in your body and your health and all that good stuff going in, especially being 5th year and whatnot. I just feel strong, fast, and just really looking forward to what's ahead here.
As one of the veteran guys, Nolan, what kind of feel do you have for this team, and especially the new guys?
Yeah, I think it's been easy for me, honestly. I just keep telling people with only having 3 freshmen and then 5 transfers, it makes life on me a bit easier, not trying to get 10 guys used to their first college hockey game. And I know we had a bit of a slow start last year, so I really think just having some veteran presence in the locker room is really going to help us in the long haul, but more importantly, just in that short term first few weeks. So we're excited to get to play a Mankato team again, who's a great opponent to really get us in and get us feeling good going into the season. And then obviously Niagara series was a tough one for us last year, and I think the guys are going to be fired up to have them again at home.
Talk about the leadership group coming back. That's got to be exciting too, to have these veterans that are leading the team.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it was a big part of why we all wanted to come back too for a 5th year, and I know for Millsy it's just his 4th there, but just between me, Randy, and Millsy just talking about, hey, what are you thinking? What are you doing? It was a pretty big group decision, I'd say. We all had different reasons why we wanted to stay or possibly leave and pursue something else. But at the end of the day, I think Miller was the first one to say yes to coming back, and I know Randall and I were super excited to hop on board with that decision too. But it was a long 2 weeks trying to decide what would be best. But we were all very happy with the decision. And like you said too, there's the 3 of us, but then there's the group as a whole is a lot older, and we have a lot of just good leadership between a guy like Kirby Proctor, who's been here all 5 years with me too. You have a Dom Vidoli, Seth Isley, a Jesse, who they all come in as 5th years too, with a lot of game experience as well. So I think very exciting group for me to work with. But I can't say enough good things about Randy and Millsy specifically too.
Has there been a point of reflection for you this off season and looking at your time with this program and what you're looking to achieve this year? And what is that?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think you reflect on a lot. I mean, we've gone through COVID. You've gone through the passing of our assistant coach, Coach Gerard, last year. There's been a lot of adversity and a lot of big life changes, I think. And so just to be able to grow not only as a player, but also as just a young man and as a leader too, I think has been huge for me. So a lot of life lessons. But I think just going into this year, I'm just trying to soak it all in. That was the best advice I've ever gotten from one of my teammates, Martin Sundberg. He just said, be a sponge and so just really enjoy the process. You only get to be in college hockey once. And so I think the biggest difference for me heading into the season was just the realization that last year should have been it. And so coming in and knowing, hey, I got this extra opportunity to really grow and develop as a college hockey player for one more year before making that transition to pro. I think I'm just very narrow focused here. I'm not letting a lot of distractions get in right now, and just staying very focused on team goals, personal goals, and just really trying to leave a lasting impact here on Omaha.
You mentioned that this team has a lot of games played under its belt. How much of a factor might that be in terms of getting off to a good start at the start of the season?
Yeah, I think we just understand the importance of those first few games and how if you don't come ready to play, how much that can really affect the rest of your season. So I think just our practice focus, our intensity, guys know those aren't cupcake games. I would say we outplayed Niagara maybe last year, but still you wind up losing 2, 4, 3 games, and that's kind of hangs over your head the rest of the season. So I think for us, a big point of emphasis is just preparing with the same standard week in and week out. That's been something we've talked about in the past, but something I think we're really going to drive home this year. Once you get to the NCHC games, obviously you know what to expect every night. But I think for us, preparing that same way, no matter what opponent we're playing, is going to be huge for the success of our team, and especially early on in the season this year.
If you could describe this group in a few words, so far from what you've seen, how would you describe this group?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'd say hardworking for sure. I'd say physical. I've never seen practice be so physical with hitting and different things. But there's, I'd say, a focused intensity too, I guess, for if I'm trying to narrow in the words there. I just think there's a lot of good focus and energy in the group. I think the young guys really complement the older guys. I think we can say a lot of good things about the upperclassmen and guys who have been here and put a lot of work in, but I think those younger guys are really complementing that work and that leadership and are really doing a great job setting their own standard and maybe the new standard for even some of the older guys to really hold up to and to make sure we're all pushing in the same direction.
I know we talk about culture a lot within this program. I think it's interesting that you see so many players come back in the summer and train that are playing professionally, and they are now hanging out with freshmen that they've never played with before. What kind of brotherhood does this hockey program create?
Yeah, I like to say it's that family, tight-knit culture, and I think that's easy to say for any culture you want to claim you have that. But I think that's a great example that we do have so many pro guys come back, and it's guys who haven't played with the freshmen, and to see the way they bond with them over the summer and really want to hang out with them, not just at the rink, but outside of the rink too. And I know I got to sit down with a couple of the pro guys this summer and just talk to them about pro life and what that would look like. And so it really turns into this mentorship, older brother type role. And they've just been huge. But yeah, having a group that comes back, I think that helps push the pace over the summer as well. And having so many talented pro guys and seeing the success at that next level, I think encourages the guys right now to keep working towards that goal and knowing it's very achievable.
Nolan, you mentioned goals. Did you set any personal goals, or what are the team goals this season?
Yeah, I think team goals, I know a big one is like we want to get to St. Paul. That's been, obviously lingering over our head a bit too, and to have just the way the season ended there, not being the way we wanted, I think we just have a lot of momentum to build off of from that. So I know that's a big one. Obviously, you want to be a national title contender every year. I think we're at that point as a program where we should be in that talk. I know just being ranked nationally and making sure we have that pair of eyes and just understanding how important that is to us. But like you said, you can kind of have these big overarching goals, but at the end of the day, it's going to be that day-to-day work that really gets us to those. So as much as we have maybe these long-term goals in place, it's going to be a lot more about the day-to-day and week-to-week preparation that we have with the guys and make sure we're just taking those daily actions to put us in a place to achieve those goals by the end of the year.
Nolan, you turn on the old center ice package and you see it's like a who's who of this conference. It's very good. What's it like playing in this league to take the ice in this building or the other buildings with some of this competition level? What's it like out there?
Yeah, it's a blast. I think it's cool because especially now being my 5th year, I've gotten to see a lot of guys go through the conference and to see now they're at the NHL having success. And so for me, I think that's encouraging to know you can play with the best of the best. And really compete at the highest level possible. And that's going to be night in, night out. So from a recruiting tactic and getting the right people in and the right, group of guys, it's encouraging to know that, hey, if I'm going to be a top dog in this league, that's going to give me a great, great chance at being a top dog at the next level and really having that opportunity to play pro and experience what that might be like. So I think getting to experience it now for 5 years, there's so many cool environments, so many memorable games. And I think it's just a testament to the league that we continue to grow, continue to get the right players. And yeah, every night's going to be a battle. I think we know that. So it doesn't matter where you're at, 1 to 8 within the conference. You know it's going to be a dogfight every night.
I know Coach says don't pay attention too much to preseason polls, but does that have any subconscious motivation for this team?
Yes and no. It's one of those things you see, and it's like, all right, let's go prove it wrong for sure. I know last year I think we were maybe one behind what we were ranked this year, but once again, I think it goes back to we know the goals we have in store, but we also know the work that it takes to get there. So I think last year was a nice confidence boost and something we can build off of, being like, okay, yeah, we're going to be a top dog in this league. We can compete at the highest level with some of those great teams. But I think there's just another step to take that too, and that doesn't have anything to do with ranking. I think that has a lot more to do with identity and what we're trying to stand for here as a program. And I think we've taken steps to get there, and now we just need to solidify it. And I think that's what this year is going to be all about. This group's put in a lot of hard work to earn that recognition, and now we want to be one of the hardest teams to play against every night when somebody comes in against us.
Any other questions for Sully, guys?
any particular series you're looking forward to this year?
I think Ohio State's going to be a blast. I know my freshman year we got to play Wisconsin at home, and it was just a great energy in the building. But I think it kind of goes back to what I said just about being a fifth year, having to be my last year. I don't really want to overlook any series. So whether it's getting to go to a new spot for exhibition in Mankato, I'm excited for that. Getting to come home and play Niagara and get some payback there is going to be an exciting series. You got Ohio State, you got Augustana added. We get to go to Arizona. So I think just coming off COVID a few years ago, knowing some of those opportunities got taken away, especially with like the Arizona State trip. I've got two brothers that live down there, so they're super excited for that tournament. So there's a lot of things to look forward to, but definitely trying to keep it week to week and just enjoy every day.